This is an Icon Ministry production with the support of our ministry partners and donors.
A few weeks ago, actually a couple of months ago, I got to go to Brazil. I got to speak to a huge crowd of women. One of the crowds was speaking to 70,000 women at once. And I was so impressed. These 70,000 women, actually 200,000 in total, but these 70,000 in front of me were there because they were praying for their children. Because of the divisions at home, because of the frustrations, the rebellion, children who have run away from home, but also praying for protection for their children, that the children might grow to know, to love, to serve them. But here's the thing. I wasn't impressed by the crowds. I wasn't impressed by the hundreds of thousands of people in front of me. What impressed me was the conversations that I would have after. Women who would come and share their stories, mothers, of how they walk with their children. That even though they disagree with them, even though there are times of frustration and anxiety, they just continue to walk in pain, in sorrow, like our Mother Mary, who was the Pietà, who was tortured, walking with her son. This is how mothers walk with their children, right? You would know, many of you, better than I. But this is also the way Jesus walks with us. Even though we rebel, even though we walk away, even though we sometimes walk to death, he walks with us. But always in the hope, and always with the power to be redeemed, to turn back to him. I was listening to a podcast, and in the podcast there was the commentator talking about the Nazi concentration camps, that there was a big Nazi concentration camp and there were thousands of people waiting to go into the gas chamber. And amongst the crowd were people who were frustrated and angry, others who were in denial, who were walking straight ahead saying, this can't be real, this is not true, this is not what is happening. But there were people also who were just lost and confused and numb. But amongst them there was this little girl by herself, without her parents, alone, holding a soft toy. And she was walking towards the concentration camp, walking towards the gas chamber, to her death. And amongst them on the sides were hundreds of guards, making sure that everyone walked into a straight line and walked straight into the gas chamber. But amongst these guards also was one guard who was there, who at the corner of his heart somewhere, there was some empathy, there was some compassion. And he wanted to do something, but he didn't know what to do because the other guards would come and stop him. So what he did was he just stepped forward and he walked towards this young girl with her little soft toy. And he put his arm on her shoulder and he just walked with her. He didn't say anything, he didn't do anything, but he just felt like he wanted to be there to console her. Didn't have any of the answers. All he knew was that he had to walk. And even if he did have the answers, what answers do you give? You just have to walk with this little girl. So he walked towards the gas chamber, walked into the gas chamber, and died with her. Wow. This is what Jesus does for us. He walks with us. And sometimes we don't have the answers. Sometimes we're frustrated, we're lost, we're confused. But here's the amazing thing, that God never walks away from us, even to the points of death, even to the points of doubt, even to the points where we don't know why we don't have the answers. The only answer we need is that Jesus is with us. He died on the cross for us. He'll never forsake us. He'll never abandon you, no matter what you're going through.
This production is only made possible because of the generous support of Icon Ministry partners and donors. Please go to iconministry.com/support to make a donation.